All right, what is up, FPG fam? Further here, and on the global side of Tower of Fantasy, in my opinion, I feel as if the Volt team is in a very particular situation with the information that we received the other day about not receiving the collab characters, or at least a 99.8% chance that we're not receiving the collab characters by Yuki and Mark. It leaves the Volt and physical team in a very interesting situation. Now, I will speak about the physical team maybe in a separate video, but in today's video I want to focus on the Volt team because I know there's a lot of Volt mains out there that are really wondering what's going to happen, because Baiyuki was filling a role that the Volt team was missing. They had the DPS category checked with Samir and Crow, and they had the support category checked with Nemesis, and with Nemesis bringing the Volt resonance, every piece was there. The only one that was missing was the shield breaking category, and that is what Baiyuki was bringing, but she was bringing much more than that as well. So without Baiyuki coming on the global side, it leaves me wondering what is going to happen with the Volt team and what is going to happen for the future of global Tower of Fantasy when it comes to the Volt mains. Now, the development team in that very same devlog did also state that we could be getting different collab characters for the global side, but that leaves more questions than answers. When would we get those collab characters? What collab characters would they be? What weapon would they fill or role? What element are they going to be? Now, I would have to assume they would be Volt and physical because that's what we're missing, but who knows? Is that going to be the case? And with it being brand new collab characters, I can't see us getting those anytime soon because of how much time it takes to secure a collab, create those characters, and then have them in game. That could take quite some time. So for the time being, the Volt mains are going to be missing out on a very, very important character, in my opinion, in Baiyuki. So let's take a look at what Baiyuki was bringing to the table, because in my opinion, she was bringing a lot. So as you can see here, Baiyuki was going to be that shield breaker that the Volt was needing. So currently on global Tower of Fantasy, one of the strongest teams that you can make right now was consisting of Samir or Crow, Nemesis, and a shield breaker, usually King, but it could be Meryl or Huma. So that was a very strong team and still is a very strong team. But with Baiyuki was going to then allow you to have a full Volt team, because you can then slot her in as a shield breaker. As you can see, she was coming with the shatter of 12.5 and the charge of 8 if she wasn't rebalanced when she came to global. But like I mentioned before, she was bringing so much more to the table than just shield breaking. She was actually bringing some damage as well and some unique mechanics. So one of the first unique mechanics was this war intent. With every time you lost some HP, you were actually getting some damage increase, which is a unique mechanic and really nice. And she was just outputting tremendous amount of damage within her advancements and doing some incredible things here. She was bringing a unique mechanic of the counter attack as well. Furthermore, she was bringing the utility of CC, and she had tons of it within her kit, with knockups and a very unique mechanic here as well, being able to imprison the target in the range of the Fantasia or the discharge. So Baiyuki was doing a lot, and Baiyuki was bringing a lot to the table, and that's why people were excited, not only because she looked great from the character design standpoint, but she was going to be that shield breaker that the Volt mains were desperately needing to be able to make a full Volt team. She was bringing CC with knockups and imprisonment. She was also having the unique mechanic of losing HP for more damage and outputting tremendous amount of damage. So you were going to be able to then have a team of Crow or Samir, Nemesis, and then you would have Baiyuki and have a very well-rounded full Volt team. You would have Nemesis for the slows within her dodge attack, also with the off-field DPS, the passive healing, all that Nemesis was bringing, the Volt resonance, and then of course Samir or Crow for the damage and the DPS if you needed it. So the Volt team is missing a very strong character, in my opinion, and I believe this is going to be a hit for the global players. Now, missing out on a very strong simulacra like Baiyuki for the Volt team, that leads us to now talk about the only other Volt simulacra we would be waiting for, which is a little later down the road, which is Tian Lang. So let's take a look at Tian Lang at this time and what this simulacra is bringing to the table in particular, because I believe there's going to be some rebalancing to the simulacra because of the changes that happened for global and us not receiving Baiyuki. So as you can see on the CN side, Tian Lang was bringing a shatter of 8 and a charge of 12.5. Now, I believe this is really going to be predicated on when we receive the new collab characters on the global side, what they're bringing to the table kit wise. as well as what element they're going to be. That's really going to determine what they do to Tian Lang, depending on those things. But let's say we don't get those collab characters until after Tian Lang. I believe the rebalancing that could happen is that they can actually have the Shatter and the Charge mirror Baiyuki's, because right now it's a literal vice versa. As you can see, the Shatter of 8 and the Charge of 12.5, whereas on Baiyuki it is vice versa, Shatter of 12.5, Charge of 8. So they can simply, for Tian Lang, mirror that to be what Baiyuki was. So the Shatter at 12.5, Charge at 8, and make Tian Lang the designated shield breaker for the Volt main team. And then you have your Crow or Samir, Nemesis, and then Tian Lang for the shield breaking, as well as being able to do damage and bringing his own unique mechanics, right? That could be one rebalancing that I can see. The other rebalancing that I can see is that they just make it even, where they have the Shatter and the Charge at 10 across the board. So that way he's still even, has a good, decent shield breaking, decent charge damage, and keep the percentages the same, or maybe make some slight adjustments to them, slight adjustments to the advancements and slight adjustments to the damage that he's bringing to the table. But that is what I can see they do for Tian Lang in terms of rebalancing. If we don't receive the collab characters before this simulacra comes out, they may rebalance this one. But that also begs the question, would they accelerate Tian Lang to come out a bit sooner, so that way we get the rebalancing of the simulacra because we're missing out on Baiyuki, so that way we can make the Volt team on global side? I'm not too sure. That I am not too certain of, and I don't believe so. I know we are on an accelerated time frame, but I don't think they would bring Tian Lang any sooner just to compensate for us missing out on Baiyuki. They may just continue with the time frame that they have and the timeline that they have mapped out, and then just rebalance this one when he comes out, and then have global players just continue the same team that they're doing right now, which is the combination of Samir, Crow, Nemesis, and then King or Meryl or whatever other shield breaker you got for the time being, until we get to Tian Lang, or until we get our own collab characters, whenever that may be. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, especially if you're a Volt main. Let me know what you guys think about missing out on Baiyuki. Let me know if this is a big hit for you, or if this is something that you're not too concerned about. And also let me know if this is something that you were planning for anyways, not receiving the collab characters because you were pretty certain that we weren't, and you were just focusing on Tian Lang down the road anyways, or maybe Lin as well. That could also be another possibility, having Lin Ye be in there, and then you just run with that until Tian Lang comes out. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video once again, and I appreciate each and every one of you for the support. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody, but you can call me Further. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.